Hi, my name is Matthew Jackson, and today I'd like to download a copy of Virtualbox and install it on this Windows host. And then I'll be downloading a virtual appliance and installing and starting that up on this Windows host with Virtualbox on it. All right, so we'll start by downloading Virtualbox. First thing to do is find it. I'm going to just go to my browser, type in download Virtualbox, and I'm pretty handily pointed to the Oracle web page where I can download Virtualbox. I want to make a note now that I'm going to pull down Virtualbox, but I'm not going to grab the extension pack. The extension pack is distributed under a different license, which is not quite as friendly as the standard Virtualbox license. So I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to only download Virtualbox. So I pick my host. This is a Windows host. Virtualbox downloads pretty quickly. I'll head on over to my download folder. And sure enough, there it is. So I'll start the install process. Just double click. Norton says that Virtualbox is safe, so I'll go ahead and install. I'll just click through the installation wizard. Should not be any problems at all here. Click through to create start menus, create a shortcut on the desktop, etc. All that looks fine. There will be a tiny network hiccup while the network card is installed. I'll go ahead and install it. Doesn't take long at all. And we'll start up a copy of Virtualbox Manager. It's that simple. So the next thing to do is a little more time consuming. We need to download a virtual appliance. Now I have a really long Dropbox link for my virtual appliance. I'm going to open up my copy of Eclipse again. Of Eclipse? No. I'm going to open up my copy of Chrome again, this time in a new window. I'm going to copy and paste my URL just into the browser bar. Now hopefully your instructor has given you a shortened version and your appliance is a little easier to download from a not quite as long link. So this appliance is out on Dropbox. What I'm going to do, it's an OVA file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on these three little dots in the upper right-hand corner of my Dropbox web client, and I'm just going to click download. Now this particular OVA file is right around, yeah, look at that, 5.51 gigabytes. So it's a whole operating system, it's a whole virtual machine built right there. So this could take a few minutes to download. And at this rate it will. So I'm going to fade myself out now and speed up the process. All right. Well, a few minutes have gone by, and now we've got this virtual machine downloaded. I'm going to minimize my browser one more time, and this time I'll start up, I'll refresh, I should say, my file explorer. Sure enough, there's the OVA file, there's the virtual machine in my downloads directory. I'll go ahead and click File in the Virtualbox Manager, Import Appliance, and I'll browse to my download directory, and I'll find that new virtual machine that I just downloaded. I'll select it and click Open, and then I'll just click Next. Now I'm presented with this little appliance settings window. This just is a confirmation that I'm really loading what I expect, and the settings look at least roughly sane. The DVD drive is not connected. I could uncheck this if I like. The USB controller, we're not going to use the USB controller. I actually will disable that. The sound card and the network adapter, I'm not too worried about right now, so I'm just going to leave those alone. All right. Your instructor may, before your class starts, give you different instructions here. For the class that I typically will be running, this is an okay starting point. So I'll go ahead and click Import. And once again, it takes about a minute and a half to pull the appliance in. All right, now the appliance has been pulled in. One more final check before we start the virtual machine up. I can right-click on the machine itself and take a look at settings. I'm going to mention a couple items here just to make you aware, because once again, your instructor may have you change these, and in your system you may get better performance by modifying these settings a little bit for yourselves. Base memory, the base memory is set at 2 gigabytes to start with. We can move that on up if we like. Processor as well. We can start with 1 CPU, which is what this default virtual machine is deployed with, but I could go all the way up to, for example, on this Windows host, I could allocate up to 8 processors, up to 8 CPUs, and I can set a threshold for the execution cap. So I can set a maximum amount of host CPU that I'll allow this virtual machine to take up. All right, so these settings look okay for now. I'll go ahead and start the virtual machine up. Just click Start. Now this is going to look like a regular Linux box boot with 1 CPU, so it'll be a little on the slow side, but here we go. All right. I'll go ahead and click Log In. And on this multi-monitor computer I have, it always starts on the wrong monitor. So there, I'll move it over to the correct one. And here I have a regular copy of Linux Mint running in a virtual machine. So I've got a copy of Eclipse on this machine. I've got a copy of IntelliJ, Derby database, odds and ends that we'll typically use to teach the OO, Java, Groovy, and Grails classes. All right. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go into a full screen mode. This is usually what I'll do. View, full screen mode. And now it appears that I have this virtual machine as my full screen regular old computer. All right, so this has got my development environment and everything in it. I can log out of this machine just as I would normally. If I log out, I will log out of this virtual instance. If I shut down, I will shut this virtual machine down and find myself back in the host operating system. So I'm just going to do that. I'll go ahead and shut down. I'll find myself back in my Windows desktop where I can clean up now. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it helps you install Virtualbox and the virtual appliance that you'll be using in class on your own. Notice that we don't need to download the extensions. Again, those have a different licensing scheme, and the licensing scheme that is friendliest to us for our purposes is just the Virtualbox only, the Virtualbox host license. So we can do everything we need with just that. All right. Thank you again. Have a very pleasant time of this, and I hope to see you in class. Goodbye.